How's it going, boys? Today's video is the 1,000 subscriber special of this channel, and yeah, I know I'm a bit late to this, but as you can see, I had some very special projects that I've been working on that are now available to all. I just wanted to begin this video by stating a few things for the channel. If you want to skip straight to the Asheville content, there'll be a timestamp right now. I just wanted to start this video by saying thank you for subscribing. I mean, I didn't think I'd continue doing Gmod videos because I don't have a ton of experience in the game, but as it turns out, that fresh look into something that's been going on for so long can be rather entertaining to people. But what I'm really most impressed with is the comments on my videos. I have never really interacted with the comment section on YouTube because it's always been a cesspit of hatred and negativity, and for some reason 99% of my comments are telling me that the video is entertaining, sharing what their favorite moment was, and even like giving me suggestions of what I should do next and even how I can improve my videos. Constructive criticism is the greatest type of comment that you can really leave for me because it allows me to improve the channel. So yeah, I intend to continue to make Gmod content, but I would also like to make some videos that aren't related to Gmod, either commentary or other gaming content. Please let me know if you subscribed just for Gmod and I should focus only on Gmod, or if I can diversify a bit. Please let me know in the comments. Now with that all being said, on with Asheville Part 2. There are quite a few things that I missed out on my first playthrough of Asheville, but a lot of what I'm going to say is definitely more on the theory side, definitely more speculation, but there is quite a bit of evidence to support what I'm going to say. So let's start out with a little bit of exposition. It all started in a small city in the East Coast near Philadelphia, which became a hotbed of infection for a large part of humanity. After the failed evacuation city ceased to exist in its usual form, its inhabitants lost their minds from an unknown strain of the virus. The virus got out of the city. Governments made attempts to eliminate the source of infection. However, this did not help, and soon the virus appeared in densely populated areas. This was the beginning of the end. In Asheville, there are only a few survivors who are trying to leave the city. This sets up the main mystery for the story of this map, and I believe that there's a focal point, a center point, to this mystery. The Morgue. Now in our playthrough, we definitely looked around the Morgue and the places below it, but we never put two and two together. Now, there may be more than what meets the eye at this place. The Morgue is suspiciously dirty and deadly. While the rest of the map seems to be decrepit and, things are falling apart due to the anarchy of this virus, the Morgue is especially decrepit, with a ton of dead bodies and blood everywhere. Obviously, it being a morgue, you would expect dead bodies to be there, and yet, there's not a single body inside of the actual storage area for the morgue. They're all strewn about. I believe that there is some form of experimentation going on in this morgue. While experimentation may be good if they're trying to find a vaccine for this virus or some form of cure, the evidence points for just quite the opposite. What is it that the description says occurred that caused the city to fall? It was a new strain of the virus that turned the people mad and ruined this evacuation city. And it is totally possible that this new strain broke out because of what was going on in this morgue. And when you travel directly across from the morgue, what do you see? The 5-story parking lot with a direct entrance to the underground. While the morgue also has an entrance to the underground, the parking lot entrance has something very special. The same textures that are used in the morgue are used also in this other entrance in the parking garage. It seems to be a second base of operations, some form of clandestine effort to research and evolve this strain of the virus. There is no reason for a normal morgue to have a second base of operations that's hidden underground. There has been a direct effort to cause chaos and bring the end of the world. Within the morgue, where the caged zombie is, there is literally a bulletin board with a picture of the Capitol building on it. Now, obviously, I think this is an asset from somewhere, but it's interesting to add a little detail that has where I believe this epicenter of the end of the world started also has some form of bulletin board that includes the capital of the United States, as if they were planning some form of attack on the east coast of the United States where this map takes place. And very close to the clandestine testing facility, there is a place that has a bit too much detail to just be there for no purpose. There's a room that has metal sticking out of the ground that's all wired up that appears to used to have some form of purpose. And there's a mesh gate floor that, when you no-clip under, has enough room for multiple people to fit into. And I believe that this is the place that was used to store the people being tested on, or the zombies being tested on. We don't actually know. But it just seems too open, too detailed to not have a purpose that's directly next to the testing chambers. While this morgue theory definitely has some corroborating evidence that definitely points toward some form of story element, this next one requires a lot of speculation and a lot of imagination. Within the complex where the airplane crashed, there's a small detail that created an interesting theory in my head, and I think you can even hear me say it in the original video. There's no reason for a couple pairs of clothing to just be strewn about on the ground, shoes and everything, just as if the clothes fell off the people they were a part of. It's rather peculiar. Now, I don't know if the map creator is a religious individual, but from my knowledge, it's commonly envisioned that those who are saved from the Rapture disappear from Earth and leave their clothes behind right where they stand. Now, this definitely needs more proof to show that there's some form of Rapture events going on in this map, but the idea that there's some mystery of this whole city going completely silent and dead is rather interesting. Here's a verse from Revelations that may or may not have a correlation to what this map is trying to portray. So the angel went out and poured out his first bowl on the earth, and harmful and painful sores came upon the people who bore the mark of the beast and worshipped his image. And Revelations 11:6 says, "They have the power to shut up the heavens, so that it will not rain during the time that they are prophesying. And they have the power to turn the waters to blood, and strike the earth with every kind of plague, as often as they want." Now, besides the church, which I've already talked about, there is one more religious reference inside the map. Inside the bus where the mound of zombies is, along with the Roanoke Fire Department, there's an advertisement for the Chromiology Church, led by Brian Comer. I have no clue what this is or could be referencing to. If it's from the same game that the Roanoke assets are from, that would make a lot of sense, but I'm not entirely sure. Please let me know in the comments. The final discovery I want to talk about in this special is the hidden detail within the rural area. This area seems to be a spot of interest because the trailer of the map spends half the time on this television inside of one of the houses. I'll show a little bit of the trailer right now to show you what I'm talking about. I'll link the full trailer in the description below. While the trailer plays a cohesive song, the television has some form of staticky and choppy bits to it, and I can't decipher what song is actually being played from there. It's just rather interesting that there's a single person that used to be living here. They seem to have gotten infected, but they didn't seem to have turned fully. Potentially that this person ended their own life before the zombie virus could take hold of him. But that's gonna do it for now, boys. By the way, I did notice the creator commented on my video last time, and he talks about adding Gabe Newell textures to the map. I've looked far and wide throughout this map to try to find Gaben, and I can't find him. So you've done an excellent job at hiding that texture throughout the map, because I definitely can't find him. So yeah, that's all I got for today. And as always, until next time.